Hey guys, this is Omkar, and in this video we are going to talk about variables in Java, and we are also going to talk about if-else condition in Java. So let's get started. And if you missed out the previous videos that I made, then you can go on my channel and check those out before watching this one. So the first one was just introduction to Java and installing the tools that we need to run Java programs, and the second one was the explanation of the basic program and how to run it in the terminal and how to use terminal mode efficiently and all of that. And in this tutorial, let's talk about variables. So this is the program that we had written in the previous tutorials. I'm just going to open this in Sublime. Alright, so the very first thing that I'm going to do is indent this program, this block of code, just by selecting this and pressing tab on my keyboard. So this gives me an idea of uh, the levels of blocks in the code. So this is like the outer block and this is like the inner block of code. um, Also, I can actually put this brace right here and this one right here, so it makes it more clear that this block starts right here and ends right here, and the next one starts here and ends right here. Okay, so talking about variables, um, we can have something called int x, then a semicolon. So every statement in Java ends with a semicolon, like you see over here. These are the other two statements which end with a semicolon. Also, I'm going to indent these two things to add another level of like another level of code or a block of code, whatever you wish to call it. So we have integer x, which means x is a variable. It has nothing inside of it, and the type of this x variable is integer, meaning it can only hold numbers inside of it. So I will get rid of these two statements and print x on screen. And while printing a variable, I don't have to use the quotation marks. So I will just type x and a semicolon to end this statement. But x doesn't have anything inside of it, so that will basically return an error. But let's just go ahead and try this out. I'm going to save this. I'm also going to delete this class file, which is something that was generated in the previous tutorial. We don't want that. And I'm going to rename the class name to something, just to be consistent with the file name. So the class that contains the main method should have the same file name, meaning there is something.java, which is the file name, and the class name is also something, and that is a good rule to follow. So I made that change, and I have saved the program now. So what I will do is just open terminal, zoom in so you can see. I'm zooming in using command plus the plus key, meaning holding down command and plus key at the same time. Right now we are not on the desktop directory, so I will use cd change directory and then type in desktop and enter. This will change the directory in command prompt to desktop, and then I'm just going to write javac something system.out.java to compile this program, and it says variable x might not have been initialized, and that is the reason the compilation is not successful. So this basically means that x was not initialized to anything. It is like an empty box. It has nothing inside of it. So what we can do is just type in x equals to 10 and a semicolon and save this. I'm saving this file using command plus s, so pressing command and s at the same time, or you can also do this by going to file and save. And you can also see command s is the shortcut key to save things. Alright, so I have saved it. Going back to the terminal, using my arrow keys to go back to the previous command that I executed, and I'm going to just press enter, and it successfully compiled it. You can see the something.java file has compiled into something.class file. So I can simply use java space something as the command to run the program, enter, and you can see 10 is printed on the screen. So that is how you can print variables in a Java program. And I'm only talking about integer variables in this tutorial. We will go into different kinds of variables in the future tutorials, but for now we will just focus on integer variables. And these two lines can actually be combined into one single line. So what we will do is just erase this part and say integer space x equals to 10 and a semicolon, and then save, go back, compile the program again using javac, then run the program using java space something, and it will still work. So what else we can do here? I'm going to add a combination of text and variable in the system.out.println command, or function actually. This anything that goes or that ends with parenthesis is actually a function, and what goes inside of it are like the parameters of that function. So system, let me explain this by typing it here. System.out.println is a function, and then it says what should I do, and you say take these variables and just print them. So we are basically giving stuff to the function, and the function does what it does with the parameters that it accepts. So if a function was to do something like calculate the sum of two different numbers, that would be something like sum, and it would accept two different numbers, let's say 2 and 3, and then it will automatically return the sum of these two numbers. But we will talk more about that in the future videos. I'm just talking about them now to give you an idea of what system.out.println does. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write text in system.out.println, and the text would be the number is something like that, and I will add a space here. Then after writing this part inside the println function, what I will do is I will add a space, a plus character, and then I will say x, and I will complete this statement with a semicolon. And I can now safely erase this part, or instead of erasing, I can actually comment that out. So to comment that out, I can simply use double forward slash, which means this is there inside the program, but it has nothing to do with the compilation, and it has nothing to do with the output of the program. It is just for someone who is writing the program. So it can be read by the developers, it can be read by the people who are writing the code, but it cannot be read by the compiler, it cannot be read by the computer. So it basically is completely ignored by the compiler. And I'm going to save this, go back to terminal, and just because the terminal is full with all of this stuff, I'm going to clear this by the clear command. Just type clear and enter, and that will empty the terminal for me. So I will go ahead and compile the Java or something.java again, then run it, and it says the number is space 10. This space is very important because I added it here. So let's say if I remove this space and say and save this program and go back, compile, run, it will remove the space between the text and the number. And what's really happening, what's really going on in this line is that we are printing this text and then concatenating that text with a variable, and that variable basically contains a number. So the program executes like this. It starts with class something, and then it goes ahead and finds the main method, because that's the very first thing the system will look for, the compiler will look for to execute. The compiler actually doesn't execute the program, the interpreter does it, but just because this is like the third video, I will keep things simple and try to avoid the complex things. So what we need to know is the system basically looks for the main method, and anything inside of that will be executed first. So it goes in and says, okay, x is 10, so let's put the 10 number into a box called x, and then it automatically finds the next line, which is this, because the comment is automatically ignored, and it finds this line. It says, okay, we have to print something, and then what we have to print? We have to print this string, this part of the text on the screen, and after printing that, we have to concatenate or attach a variable to it. So let's say we have to add more stuff to it. We can do that as well by saying plus more stuff, because I'm not getting any creative ideas right now, so I'm just adding whatever is coming into my mind, and then I'm going to save, go back, compile this again, and then run, and you see the number is 10 and more stuff. And if I want this to be formatted in a better way, what I will do is add a space here and add a space here, and then save, go back, compile it, run it, and you see the number is 10 and more stuff. So that is how you can initiate variables and then print them using the system.out.println method or function. I think I won't be able to cover the if and if else condition in this video itself, but what I can do is I can initiate more variables, and I can show you how to add them. So let's initiate another variable with the data type of integer. Let's call it y equals to let's say 5, and the semicolon right here. And then what we will do is initiate another variable, integer z equals to x plus y semicolon. So in this case, the plus is actually an arithmetic operator. It actually adds the content of the two variables. while the plus inside of the println function, it only acts as a concatenation operator. So this right here is a concatenation operator, but this one is something which is acting as a addition or arithmetic operator. So we have initialized int x is equal to 10, int y is equal to 5, int z equal to x plus y. Now what we will do is, let's get rid of this. Let's type in x is space, then concatenate with x, and I will copy this entire line, move to the next line. Y is y, do the same thing for z. Z is sum of x and y, which is z. So save this. Oops. So save this, go back to the terminal and compile it, run it, and you see x is 10, y is 5, z is sum of x and y, which is 15. So that's it in this video. I hope you learned something new, and I will be talking more about variables in the future, especially trying to cover different data types in the future. I just covered the integer data type in this video, and I wanted to cover the if-else condition as well, but I think this video has already stretched too long. So I will cover the if-else condition in the next one, and let me know what you think. If you have any questions, please let me know that in the comments. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.